Hello my dear students, this is Vasavi Ma'am from NEET World. I welcome you all to the NEET Foundation series of class 9th biology. Yes, start strong preparation and build your NEET dream early. So in this foundation series we are going to learn about the important concepts and the next important mind maps, and we are also going to solve some important NEET foundation questions, students. So I request each and every student to please stay tuned until the session gets end. Yes. So let's start the session without any delay. Yes. So given here is a mind map related to the connective tissues, right students? So in the class 9th biology, the second chapter is tissues, which is divided into the plant tissues and animal tissues. So now we are going to discuss only about the animal tissues. In the animal tissues, this is a mind map of the connective tissues. Yes. So connective tissues, class 9 biology. So the connective tissues is divided into three types: loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and the next one is fluid connective tissue. So under the loose connective tissue, we are going to learn about two different types. One is areolar tissue and adipose tissue. Yes, generally the connective tissue is just nothing but which is going to connect and which is going to bind the organs and tissues with other parts, right? Yes. So in that, the loose connective tissue is going to include two main types: areolar tissue and adipose tissue. The areolar tissue is most abundantly present in our body, and it is composed of very loose matrix, and we can find three most important cells like macrophages, mast cells, and fibroblasts. So these are the important cells you all need to remember. So when it comes to the location, yes, between the skin we can find, and next between muscles around the blood vessels. This is the location of the areolar tissue. When it comes to the function, it is called as filler tissue or packaging tissue, students, because it is going to fill the space inside the internal organs of our body. Yes, next coming towards the adipose tissue. The adipose tissue is especially specialized to store the fats. It is just called as the fat tissue, or it is going to store the fat. And next, when it see the location, it is present beneath the skin, and when it comes to the function, its main function is just only to store the fat, and then next it is going to insulate the body against the heat. Yes, these two are classified under the loose connective tissue. Yes, these are loose connective tissues. Yes, these are just now we have discussed its locations and function. And then next coming towards the two more important tissues, that is dense connective tissue and fluid connective tissue. In the dense connective tissue, we are going to learn about tendons, ligaments, cartilage, and bone. Okay, the bone is a rigid connective tissue, even though we have to learn about it in the dense connective tissue. Yes, tendons are just the things, it is a tissue which is going to connect the muscles with the bones. Yes, and next coming towards the ligaments, the ligament is going to connect the bone to bone. The connection in between one bone to the another bone is called as the ligament. And next, the coming towards the rigid connective tissue, that is bone. Yes, so the bone is going to give the structural framework to our body. It is going to protect the internal organs. Like for example, the brain, the brain is protected inside the bony box like structure called as the cranium. Okay, and the next, our lungs are also going to be protected under the diaphragm. Okay, so the diaphragm, and the next rib cage. So this is about the structure of the bone, how it is going to protect the internal organs. Lungs are protected under the rib cage, brain is protected under the bony box called as the cranium, and the next many other things. Okay, it is just going to give a proper structure to our body. And next coming towards the last type of tissue, that is called as fluid connective tissue. In the fluid connective tissue, we need to focus extremely on the blood. Okay, so the blood is a fluid connective tissue. Under this, we need to study four important cells like RBCs, WBCs, platelets, and plasma. These all you have to focus. And the next, among these, one more tissue you also need to study, that is lymph. Okay, but mostly the questions are being asked from the blood tissue itself. Yes. So have you clear with this mind map? It is about the connective tissue, which is divided into loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and fluid connective tissue. The loose connective tissue is going to be classified, and it is going to include areolar tissue and adipose tissue, and the dense connective tissue is going to contain tendons, ligaments, and cartilage and bone. And next coming toward the fluid connective tissue, here you need to focus upon the blood cells like RBCs, WBCs, and the next platelets and plasma. Next you need to have a short focus on the lymph also. So keeping all these concepts and all these things in the mind, now let us look into some important NEET foundation questions. Yes. So students, look here, this is a previous year question of NSO examination. Given below is the diagrammatic representation of a type of animal tissue X. Identify the tissue and select the correct statement regarding it. So when you are going to solve this type of question, you need to understand what is the given tissue X here. Okay, what is this diagrammatic representation going to analyze. So first, so here this tissue is actually, by looking into this structure, we can call it as, it is a loose connective tissue which is called as areolar tissue. It is the areolar tissue. So regarding this question, here are the given options. First you need to identify this type of tissue and its proper functions. Yes, the option 1 is, it is a dense connective tissue that stores the fat and insulates the body against the heat. This is absolutely the wrong statement, because the tissue that stores the fat is called as adipose tissue, but not the areolar tissue. So this is the wrong option. Next, coming towards the second option, it is a loose connective tissue that acts as packaging and supports the tissue between the organs lying in the body cavity. Can you guess whether it is the right option, students? Yes, this is absolutely the right option, because areolar tissue is going to connect, and the next it is going to fill the space inside the organs. So hence it is called as packaging tissue and filler tissue, which is going to support our body. And next, coming towards the option 3, it is a loose connective tissue that connects the skeletal muscles to the bones. Okay, what is the tissue which connects the muscles to the bones? It is tendons, but not areolar tissue. So this is also the wrong option. Next, coming towards the last option, fourth option, it is a dense connective tissue that found beneath the skin and covering of the heart. This is also the irrelevant option. So the right option regarding to this particular tissue X is the second option. It is a loose connective tissue which is called as areolar connective tissue, which is involved in packaging the which is involved in packaging the internal space inside the organs. Yes, clear with the first question? Yes. Next, coming towards the second question, identify the tissue X and select the correct statement regarding it. It is a very easy question, I can say, students. See, by looking into this diagrammatic view, we can say that this tissue is called as adipose tissue. This is the adipose tissue. So the adipose tissue, what is the main function of the adipose tissue? Just to store the fat, and it gives the protection, and it gives helps in insulating our body against the heat. So related to this tissue X, these are the options. The option 1 is tissue X stores the fat and insulates the body against heat. This is absolutely the right option. And when it comes to option 2, 3 and 4, option 2 is given that tissue X fixes skin with the muscles. This is the wrong option. Okay, it is the areolar tissue. I am writing it as A and T. And next, coming towards the option 3, tissue X serves to bind the bones to bone together. When there is a connection in between one bone to another bone, we can call it as a ligament. Yes. And coming towards the option 4, tissue X connects the skeletal muscles with the bones. When there is a connection in between muscle to the bones, we call it as tendons. So what is the right option, students? Option 1 is the right option. The given figure here is the adipose tissue. You can easily look into this. These are the large cells which are going to contain the fats. The cells are globular in shape, just they are modified in that way by storing the fat. Yes. And next, coming towards the one more question, third question. Yes, refer to the given table of the differences between the cartilage and bone. Yes, and select the incorrect differences. So here in this tabular form, we are going to find the incorrect option. Okay, there are 2 incorrect differences in between all these 4 differences, students. See here, cartilage and bone. Cartilage is a soft, elastic and flexible tissue. Yes, it is absolutely the right option, but we need to match the incorrect differences. Yes, this is the right one. And bone, it is hard, tough and inflexible. This is also the right option. We can bend our ears and we can show the movement of the tip of our nose and everything, but we cannot bend our bones because the bones are very rigid and tough and these are inflexible. So, this difference, the first difference is right. And next, coming towards the second difference, its matrix occurs in homogeneous mass. The matrix is homogeneous, it is uniformly composed in the cartilage. But when it comes to the bone, its matrix occurs in the lamellae. Okay, what is this actually going to represent? The matrix of the bone is going to occur in concentric circular forms called as the lamellae. Yes, we have discussed about these animal tissues completely in our YouTube channel NEET World. You can go through the playlist and you can easily watch these all the session students. Okay, by watching those type of classes you can easily attempt these questions. Yes, so this is also the right option. So now here comes the answer, students. Yes, so the third difference is tissues has rich blood supply. So actually the cartilage is avascular, it is not going to have the rich blood supply. So this is the wrong one. And next, it does not have rich blood supply. The bones are vascular and it is going to have the rich blood supply. So this is the wrong option. And next, coming towards the fourth difference, growth is bidirectional, it is the wrong option, students. And when it comes to the bone, it is unidirectional growth. Okay, this is also wrong because cartilage always have the unidirectional growth and bones have the bidirectional growth. So now keeping these concepts in mind, first look into these options. Option 1 is 1 and 2 only. So here you need to understand the incorrect differences. So these are correct only, yes, but here it is wrong. So you have to identify the incorrect one. And next one is 2 and 3 only. This is also the right option. Yes, option 1 is right, option 2 is right. Next, coming towards the option 3, 1 and 4. What is 1? It is tough and flexible, it is hard and flexible. This is right. And what is for growth is bidirectional and growth is unidirectional. So this is also the wrong option. 1 is right and 1 is incorrect. So this is also the wrong one. But here next, when it comes to, but you have to match the correct pair of the differences. See here, fourth one is option 4 and 3. I am writing the fourth option here, students. So actually it is a printing mistake. So the option 4 is, the given options in 4 are option, yes, 3 and 4. The differences of 3 and 4 are incorrect. So this is the right option related to the differences in between cartilage and bone. Yes. Next, coming towards the last question, match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option from the given codes. See here, these are the given codes to all of you. So by looking into this diagram and by looking into its function, you need to match the right option. Yes. See, related to that mind map, how many questions we can learn, just you can easily view. So please just not only reading the NCERT lines continuously, but you need to understand the concept. You need to prepare some interesting and important mind maps which are very much important for the foundation examinations. Yes. So let's look into the question. Match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option from the given codes. Yes, column 1, here are the cells, this question is related to the fluid connective tissue. So these all are the white blood cells and we need to identify its proper function with a particular cell. So this first one is, yes, so the first one is the eosinophils. This is eosinophil and next one is basophil and the last one is the neutrophil. So now you need to understand its functions and you need to match the correct option with this. Yes. So what is the function of the eosinophil? Yes. So what might be the function of this eosinophil? So eosinophil is going to act against the allergic responses. Okay, the eosinophil becomes active when there is an allergic responses. So the option A is 3. Okay, yes. And next one, what is basophil? Basophils releases the heparin. What is heparin? Heparin is anticoagulant in nature, which is going to prevent the blood clot, and the next it is going to act as histamine. Okay, histamine is which is going to cause the inflammation. Instead of spreading the disease, it causes inflammation of the blood vessels. So option, yes, option B, basophils is 2. Yes. Next, coming towards the option C, what is this cell present in the C? It is neutrophil, which is going to show the major function against the phagocytosis. Okay, when there is any microorganisms, whenever they are going to enter into our body, they are going to engulf it and they are going to show the mechanism of phagocytosis. Yes, by looking these all, the right option will be the option 4. Option 4 is the right option regarding to this column 1 and column 2. So this is all how you need to understand the mind map and how you need to solve the questions. Just by looking into the mind maps, we are going to get the basic idea, and preparing mind maps helps you to quickly solve the questions in foundation examinations. So next, in the next upcoming foundation series, we are going to discuss about the muscular tissue and epithelial tissues. So stay tuned for the next session. Like, share and subscribe to NEET World. Thank you.